Blockchain is critically important in Canada. We have a number of different advantages, clean, green, hydroelectric power, and climate.
Hey folks, Flo here with Blockchain North. We're at the Digital Asset Business Council's inaugural Crypto Policy Forum here in Ottawa. And very on point, I'm here with the former Minister of Justice and Attorney General of Canada, David Lametti. David, nice to welcome you.
Pleased to be here. Pleased to be here.
What do you think is the receptiveness of the current government related to crypto and blockchain right now?
Well, I think it's a rapidly evolving area, and I think government is open to it. There is a fair bit of regulation that happens. One of the reasons why I'm here is I think we need to keep opening more channels between this industry, if you will, and the various parts of this industry and the various parts of government. It's not just one department. Well, it's not just finance. It's a number of different departments, number of different political teams that need to engage with this sector because it's so critically important to our economy moving forward.
Right. So before I ask you about Digital ABC specifically, since we are at their forum, how do you gauge the level of engagement and advocacy on behalf of the industry free Digital ABC?
There was a lack of engagement because government didn't see who to engage with. And so with Digital ABC, there is now a network of people and the beginning of a framework for engagement on policy development that didn't exist before 2017. So I think Digital ABC can perform the role of being a good interlocutor
already.
Yeah, with government experts, departmental experts, people on the political side, so that there's a lot of education that has to happen now because it is complex, it's new. It is related to other things that we're doing in terms of building data infrastructure, whether it's for AI or other things.
Right.
And so there's a lot of education that's happening, but then also a lot of hard policy analysis and then hard policy decisions that need to be made. And this is a good group to engage with government.
And so yesterday, we're talking about April 7th for the record. The federal government announced a $2.4 billion AI strategy, which, as I understand, is to, let's say, protect Canada's AI advantage, which is recognized, of course, in Canada, but also internationally. Canada has also been a leader in the blockchain space. We always refer to Ethereum, but also the first ETFs. Also, a lot of Bitcoin mining is happening, especially in Quebec or in Alberta, for example.
Right.
Do you feel, as an ex-politician, so I'll ask you to put that hat back on for a second, that we could also use a blockchain or a digital asset strategy in Canada in the coming years? And how feasible is it?
Well, I hope it will be considered. I have to look at the announcement that was made yesterday. I think yesterday's announcement was critically important.
Yeah, and very well received.
I move in the AI space as well, and I did while I was the parliamentary secretary to Minister Baines before I was Minister of Justice, while we were setting up the structure of the Canadian AI ecosystem with a number of different partners. And so I think yesterday's investments are critically important. For the same reason, blockchain is critically important in Canada. We have a number of different advantages, clean, green, hydroelectric power, and climate. We have cooler climate, cooler in places where we can therefore create the kinds of data centers that would be used for both AI and for data mining. That's right.
On the other side of the spectrum.
That's right. And you could work with, as we're seeing in Labrador, where some of the heat produced in these data centers is being used to heat actual buildings in towns. So there are carbon advantages that we can take advantage of in Canada. So it's important that government take hold of BCs of the issue, take hold of the issue, work with partners here, work on productivity in Canada, and take advantage of this possibility that we have, not just in AI, but in blockchain.
And a personal question, if I may, since you aren't a politician anymore and working in the private sector now, but you do have, of course, very deep political experience, policy experience, and at the justice nonetheless. How do you approach crypto, which still has, I think, a fairly negative stigma amongst a lot of government leaders, amongst a lot of the public, if we're honest?
I've been very open-minded towards blockchain and crypto since I was parliamentary secretary to Minister Baines.
Okay.
I started.
What year are we in there?
2017-18. I started looking into in those days Ethereum and other platforms, and just began to learn about blockchain and what blockchain could do in a variety of different areas. And so I've been open to it from the beginning. I obviously went off into another ministry and concentrated my efforts there. But I'm very open to engaging in this kind of dialogue and to helping this industry move forward.
And we're obviously a year and a half at the most away from the next federal election. Of course, anything could happen with a minority government. What would be your message to either the current government or any future government right now, given you have that sort of dual experience of working in government and in industry?
I think Canada is well placed in both artificial intelligence and in blockchain crypto.
Mm-hmm.
There are synergies between those two, but as policymakers, policy leaders, and actors in the private sector, we need to be working together. We need to have dialogue. We need to have lines of communication open, because we can think about a number of different challenges. Economic, environmental, productivity challenges that we face as a country, infrastructure challenges that we face as a country, and we can create some real benefit for Canadians on all of these fronts by maintaining these lines of communication and by developing policies that are favorable, that protect the environment, protect the economy, and move us forward in a positive way.
And at the risk of finishing on a gloomy note, what happens if we don't? Because I kind of feel and hear from others that Canada was really a leader and even a pioneer of the blockchain space. Some people would argue that we've lost that position already years ago. What's the risk if the government does not embrace blockchain?
Well, I don't think we've lost it. I still think, but I do think I'm going to flip to the positive, which to say this remains a generational opportunity.
Wow.
Remains a generational opportunity. The whole space, blockchain, crypto, as well as AI and others.
And they marry very well. Yeah.
They marry very well. They're not the same thing, but they do have synergies. And we can take advantage of this by thinking this through and by working together.
I love it. Dare I say, I wish you were still in government.
I'm happy in the private sector.
Thank you very much, David. I can just call you David, right?
Yes, please.
That's right.